Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new around here, hello, welcome. My name is Charlotte. You should stick around and subscribe, because why not? Today's video is going to be, it's probably not long awaited, it's long awaited for me, but the long awaited fifth, I want to say it's the fifth installment in my This versus That series. I kind of abandoned this series for a few months because the last time I did it was in August when I did Midnight Sun versus Twilight, and then I can't remember why I didn't do it in September. I just think I wasn't feeling it. And then October was a trick-or-treat-a-thon, so I didn't really have room while vlogging for that to do This versus That. But we're back. It's November. We're back to do a This versus That vlog. If you do not know what the This versus That series is, I will link all the other videos in the description below. But it's basically where I take two books and they're all kind of fit into this genre. I don't really know what to call it, but obviously the title of this video probably tells you what this one is. The past ones I've done are like highest versus lowest rated book. As I said, I did Twilight versus Midnight Sun. I've done comparing books to TV shows. But I think without further ado, I should just jump straight into the books I'm going to be reading for this video and the theme, whatever you want to call it, that it fits. So my comparison for this video is A versus Z. So A to Z, alphabetical. Don't really know what I'm going to call it yet. We'll see. So I basically just went to my Goodreads TBR, clicked on the filter that was title, and then just took the highest and then the lowest book that was on that list. So one that was right at the top and it's a number is 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Elston. I do just want to say that I also just finished reading Bookish and the Beast by Ashley Poston. So now I'm reading a book by Ashley Elston. It's going to get confusing. But this was right at the top of my Goodreads TBR. All I know about this book is it follows our main character Sophie, and I think she's just broken up with her boyfriend or just kind of got out of a messy relationship. And then her grandma, her nonna, then sets her up on these 10 blind dates to kind of get her back into it and to kind of distract her from the relationship that she's just gotten out of. So it's a very cute YA contemporary that I'm here for. I'm in that mood right now. Definitely am, because I just finished Bookish and the Beast and I kind of want to continue that. So I'll be reading this one first. And the book that was right at the bottom of the list was Yes, No, Maybe So by Becky Albertalli and Aisha Saeed. I've been wanting to read this book for a little bit, just because it's written by Becky Albertalli and I've read a lot of her books and like a lot of her books. I've never read from Aisha Saeed before, so this will be really fun to kind of delve into her writing to see if I want to read more of her books. This has just been on my radar just because it is by Becky Albertalli. This is about our two main characters, Jamie and Maya, and Jamie is always campaigning in terms of politics, but he always does it behind the scenes, and then Maya is having the worst Ramadan ever. Her friends are busy, her parents are breaking up, so her mum then just encourages her to go out and do some political activism stuff and campaign, and that's how they meet, and it's a cute little romance meet thing. So these two seem quite similar, but in the best way, because they're both cute YA contemporary romances. And that's just what I want at the moment. So there isn't any precursor going into this that one of them is going to be better than the other, because the comparison between them is just that this is at the top of the ABC list and this is at the bottom. The title doesn't affect the quality of the book, but it's just going to be fun to be reading these books. It's just a way to get a couple more books off my TBR that I wasn't necessarily going to pick up straight away. I do have other categories that I want to do in terms of like my Goodreads TBR that could determine whether a book is good or not, and could be the same as these ones that it might not. I don't think I have much else to say apart from just going over a few admin stuff. If this is the first This versus That vlog that you are watching, basically how I do it is when I get to a quarter, halfway, 3/4 and the end kind of page marks, that's when I update. I will try and do other b-roll footage, vloggy stuff, but that just depends on if I remember and how busy and interested my life is at the moment, and at the moment, because we're in lockdown, it's not really. So this could just be a straight talking vlog with maybe 1 or 2 clips thrown throughout it, but I am very excited to dive into this just because they're really easy, cute YA romance contemporaries to be reading, and as I've just finished reading one like that, I know I'm just going to be easily reading them and they're going to be a lot of fun and I'm going to enjoy it a lot. I'm going to leave this here and I will see you when I am a quarter of the way through 10 Blind Dates. Hi, hello everybody. It is Tuesday and I am a quarter of the way through 10 Blind Dates, and you know what? I'm having a great time. This book is so much fun. I just love it. It's so good, especially just what I've read in the past few pages, because we're already 2 dates down. She's already had 2 of these blind dates. So basically, now that I've read into it a little bit more, I can tell you a little bit more, better understanding what this book is about. So it does follow our main character, Sophie. And at the beginning of this book, her parents have gone for Christmas to go and visit her sister, who is living with her husband and is very pregnant. So they've decided to go and see her, and Margot technically should go and her parents want her to, but she's basically persuaded them to let her stay here so she can spend some time with her boyfriend. But she's also just going to stay at her grandparents' house for Christmas and with loads of her family. She then then decides to go see her boyfriend who's at a party, and at that party she finds out that her boyfriend wants to break up with her. She overhears it and she gets mad. She breaks up with him, and then obviously she's having a really bad time because she's really heartbroken. And then because she's got this massive family, I think one of her parents is one of 8, she has this massive family with all these aunts and all these cousins. Her nonna, her grandma, decides to come up with this schedule and this plan running up to New Year's, cancelling out like Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, that she has one blind date each night and one member of the family gets to choose who. So she's been on 2 dates so far. One, her cousin Olivia, who is her mum's twin sister's sort of daughter, she put that one up and that one went quite well. Then she went on one that her aunt put her on, or one of her aunts put her on, and that one did not go so well. It is quite funny. At first it made me so uncomfortable because I'm trying not to spoil it too much, but that date, the second date, there are parts where I was literally like, I don't like this, but then it got actually quite funny and it was quite lighthearted. So she's just finished the second date and we're now moving on to the third date, which Charlie, I think is another of her cousins, he's doing. And she used to be really close with Olivia, one of her cousins, Charlie, another of their cousins, and Wes, who lives kind of near to her grandparents. They kind of drifted because those three, the other three, they went to school together, and so kind of she felt a little bit separated from them. But then through this book and through this story, they kind of get close together and it's really sweet. I kind of have a theory about what's going to happen, about who might be like the one in terms of the dates. I don't know if he's going to end up being one of the dates, but I feel like I know where this is going to go. I have an inkling, but I'm really enjoying it and it is so much fun. And the writing is so good. It's so lighthearted and so funny. There are actual times when some of the characters are laughing and just having a good time and I'm just like pissing myself. It's so good. And I'm really excited to kind of jump further into this book and see how the rest of the dates go and which one, you know, to see what happens. But it's been a lot of fun. I'm very much enjoying it. And I didn't know until I kind of jumped into it that it is set around Christmas. So this is a good chance if you want a nice YA romance contemporary Christmas book. This is it, because it's not too much focused on Christmas, it's just set around Christmas. And I just really love the whole big family thing, where she's got loads of aunts and loads of uncles and loads of cousins. My dad's side of the family, he's got 2 sisters and I've got quite a few cousins, and because I've got a few siblings, our like Boxing Day, we'd always meet up at that side of the family for Boxing Day. We don't do it as much anymore, but we used to, and that used to be so much fun. It used to be like a highlight of the year for me when I was a kid. So it kind of reminds me of that, but not as big as this. Her family is Italian American and it's just so much fun and I love it. It's just so good. So I'm going to leave this here and I'm going to read some more of this tonight. I'm just going to chill and watch some stuff, catch up on some stuff. I will catch you all when I'm halfway through 10 Blind Dates. Hello friends, we are back in the same position that you last saw me. Basically the last time I spoke to you was Tuesday. It is now Thursday. I didn't vlog at all yesterday because yesterday wasn't a good day for me. It was a terrible day. It wasn't one of my worst days, but it wasn't a good day. So that's why I didn't vlog, because it was a bad day. And long story short, I spent a lot of it in bed, binge watching Hannah Montana, trying not to think about my life. I am now halfway through 10 Blind Dates and I'm still having a lot of fun. This book is so good and just so wholesome. Like at its core, it's just such a wholesome, light-hearted, fun book. With a lot of YA contemporaries, they still deal with a lot of like hard-hitting topics, hard-hitting topics and delve into stuff like that, whereas this one doesn't really. And I think the most hard-hitting thing it deals with is Sophie's sister Margot and her pregnancy and her dealing with some complications with that. I think that's the most hard-hitting thing. So I would say a little bit of a trigger warning for pregnancy and birth and complications with birth, but I think that's really the only kind of trigger warning I could put forward for it. But other than that, there's something really hard-hitting and it's just a light, fun, contemporary book and I'm having a lot of fun. I think my one criticism with this book is how everybody in her family, in Sophie's family, is okay with just doing this and not asking and not making sure that Sophie is okay with this. Obviously her family know her, or hopefully they know her, and at least her nonna knows her. If this was me put in this position, I know I'm a bit different to Sophie because she obviously has dated before, she's had a boyfriend, but obviously for me, completely different story. Dating, having a partner, don't know her. So I think if someone did this to me, it would make me really uncomfortable and I would have to either bolt and run away for a good week, or I'd have to be like, I'm not comfortable with this. And even though Sophie could and has had the chance, if she wanted to, come forward and be like, guys, I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not happy with you doing this for me. I still feel like they're doing a lot of stuff and not making sure that she's okay with it. This is not just setting her up on one day as friends do and as family do. This is literally setting her up on 10 blind dates night after night, and sometimes doing stuff that she has not agreed to and obviously doesn't know what it is until she does it. So I definitely think that is the one gripe I have. And even stuff like her friends and her cousins or something posting videos on social media and sending stuff to people without her permission. I think that's the one downfall, because if this happened to me and nobody asked my permission and nobody made sure that I was okay with it and I hadn't had the confidence to say so, I would be feeling the worst. I would hate it and I'd honestly want to cry. I would cry, not want to. I'd want to literally crawl under a rock and pretend I'm ill for the rest of my days because it would be so horrible. Maybe that just shows difference between me and Sophie, but I just feel like nobody in this family is checking that Sophie is okay with this and wants to do it. Obviously, she is still doing it, but there are times where I can kind of tell that Sophie does feel a little bit uncomfortable. So that is my only downfall, but other than that, it is such a good book. Really, really enjoying it. I think another problem, I'm saying that was my only problem, but it's not a problem, it's just something that I think is inevitable with this book, because the family is so big and there's so many aunts and there's so many uncles and there's so many cousins. It's that thing of remembering who is who, which cousin is to what aunt and uncle. It's kind of like with Chain of Gold. There are so many people and so many characters and so many relations that you're kind of remembering who's related to who and who birthed who and who's the offspring of who. But I feel like with this book, it's not as important because some of the cousins and that aren't as important as some of the other cousins. I think the main cousins we do have to focus on are Olivia and Charlie, because Olivia and Charlie are the ones that were in that friendship group that Sophie had with their next door neighbour, or her grandparents' next door neighbour, for years, and that's kind of been rebuilt in this book. So I think those are the only two that we have to focus on. I'm enjoying it and I don't think I'll read any more today. I just want to do some catching up with some YouTube if I can, but then I also just want to chill and watch some TV shows tonight. And that's all I really feel like doing. I don't really have much else to say, so I will see you all when I am 3/4 of the way to 10 blind dates. Hello everybody, it is Saturday. I didn't film anything at all yesterday, which was Friday. I don't think really I'm going to be filming much on days where I'm just sitting at home and chilling, because I don't really have anything to film. A lot of booktubers do film like cute little making coffee and all this and that they're doing at home, but I just don't remember and can be bothered to do that. So I'm not gonna. So it is going to mainly be a talking vlog unless I do stuff. So I just didn't film yesterday because I was at home pretty much the whole day and I didn't get to 3/4 yesterday, but I just got to 3/4 now. And I think in this past quarter, nothing's really changed. It's still really good, but nothing's changed. I don't think I have too much of an update or anything different to say. I will just say that one thing just popped up about, once again, the family not, or some members of the family not asking and making sure that Sophie is okay with something. Basically, I think one of her cousins just posted something on social media, and sometimes there has been stuff posted on social media, but that's just cute photos of her on her date, which aren't too personal, if you know what I mean. But on the last date she went on, she did end up kind of kissing the guy that she went on the date with, and that photo got posted by her cousin on social media, which meant like everyone's seeing it and her ex-boyfriend seeing it. And obviously Sophie was mad, but I feel like Sophie definitely has more of a right to be like, don't do that. At least confront them and say, how about we don't do this? I don't know if that's just me, but if I went on a date with somebody and for some reason somebody I knew was there and they posted a photo of me kissing this person, I would be very mad and I would be like, you know, you're taking that down now. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Other than that, it is fun. We are on date 7. And this is the one that she's kind of dreading the most because of who picked it. I'm going to treat to see how this date goes. I will once again enforce the trigger warnings that I said about pregnancies and like complications with pregnancies, because Sophie's sister, Margot, is going through a lot in the sense of her kid and her pregnancy and giving birth and stuff like that. I don't want to spoil it, but then I feel like this shouldn't be a spoiler because it is something quite serious. I think just with what's going on, it is quite, not sad or depressing, it's just if this was happening to you, you'd be quite worried, and it's just that thing of you want her and her kid to be okay, sort of thing. I'm gonna try not to spoil it too much. I obviously will maybe try and finish this either tomorrow or Monday. I don't know when, depends on when my life takes me. I think right now the only times I really am reading is in the evenings. That's why I'm updating evenings on my phone. So I will update you next when I finish this book. And at the moment, my life, it's not like stressful. I just feel like I've got a lot to do, but then I don't, if that makes sense, which it doesn't. I don't want to think about it because it's going to stress me out. I'm doing this thing again. I used to do it at uni where I'd start talking about stuff that I've got to do in my life, and then it would stress me out, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to stop. I'm going to leave this here. I'll see you when I finish 10 blind dates. Excuse me for just 2 seconds while I tend to my plant. The leaves fall off really easily. I'm so sorry, Rufus. This is my little succulent. You would think of someone who has a hamster and has to take care of the hamster themselves, they're pretty good at taking care of plants. I'm not. I called it Rufus because I initially wanted to call it either Bill or Ted, but then I couldn't name one Bill and then not have a Ted, or name one Ted and not have a Bill. So I decided to call it Rufus instead, because Rufus is a very important part of Bill and Ted. There you go, Rufus. Strive well, my friend. I'm here to say that I did end up last night finishing 10 blind dates, and I could have updated last night, but I didn't want to. I thought it'd be easier to update today, this morning. Just excuse the hair, I've just had a shower, so it's a bit wet, I'm just drying it out. But I ended up giving this a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I gave it a 4 on Goodreads. I had so much fun reading this book, as you can tell from the vlog. It was just so sweet and just so light-hearted and just so warm, and I think at the end of the day, that is just what it is. It's just a cute, sweet, fluffy contemporary. Even though this book centres around this girl going on 10 blind dates, romance isn't the biggest thing. She does end up, in a sense, choosing somebody and picking the person for her without spoiling it. It's not like that's a be all end all, or that their romance and their love is the be all end all, if you know what I mean. I think the main themes are family, friends, and just being true to yourself and working out who you really are. So I just had a really good time reading this, and it was just so much fun. So if you want a cute, light, fluffy contemporary for Christmas time, as it's set around Christmas time, I would definitely pick this up, because it was just so much fun. I enjoyed it so much. So far, this video is going swell. As I said previously, obviously the title didn't determine how good this book would be, but we are now going to be diving into the opposite end of the alphabet with yes, no, maybe so. I am looking forward to reading this, even though I feel like it's going to live up to 10 blind dates. 10 blind dates obviously wasn't perfect, but it was still good, and I'm excited to delve into this to see how it is, if it's as good. I feel like it's not gonna be as good, I don't know, just by what I've heard from other people. I haven't heard people say that it's bad, but I haven't heard too many reviews of people go, this is the best book ever. I will be starting this today, and I'm just excited to jump into it. Some more cute, more maybe romance centered book, and I'm excited. It's centered around politics as well, which I feel like any time of the year is perfect, because our world right now is swimming in politics. It's all a bit of a mess, so maybe we can read a book that's politics centered but isn't like bad politics and isn't real life politics. Today I need to do some editing. I also need to go shopping for my nan today. I will catch you all when I am quarter of the way through yes, no, maybe so. Hello friends, I'm very sorry that I have not updated for a couple of days. Monday and Tuesday weren't the best days for me, both in terms of reading and just life, so I just didn't really get much reading done, but I am now officially a quarter of the way through. I don't think I'm liking it so far as much as 10 blind dates. It's still good. I think maybe just when I was reading it over the past couple of days, as I said, like my reading wasn't amazing and I just wasn't in the best reading mood. I think that's probably affected how I'm engaging and how I'm reading this book, so I'm not enjoying it as more. But the past 50 pages I've just read where I've engaged with it more, I'm definitely enjoying it. I will talk about the synopsis now that I kind of basically know what it is about. It follows our two characters, Jamie and Maya. Jamie is Jewish and he has some sort of connection with somebody who's running for Senate. Is it Senate? This is how much I don't know about American politics. But he knows somebody who is running for some sort of political position in Georgia or in his town. So he's helping kind of campaign for that person. And it also follows Maya, who is Muslim and is doing Ramadan. And her parents are just split up and her friends aren't in town because they're doing stuff over summer, and she's kind of feeling a bit lonely and kind of like, what am I going to do this summer? And obviously with her parents breaking up and divorcing, she's kind of a bit stuck and is like, I don't really feel like I have anything to do. And she also doesn't want her parents to split up. Through circumstances, her and Jamie meet at the beginning of this book, and this is not the first time they've met. They used to be like childhood friends, or kind of friends of, because their mums kind of gave birth around the same time, and so they were friends through that and used to go to like play stuff together. But now they haven't really seen each other for like 10 years. But now they've re-met, and through some sort of event that was happening in the town, Maya's mum suggests that Maya should go out for canvassing with Jamie for this political thing. So it's about them rebuilding and kind of getting closer again, obviously since they were friends when they were younger, while obviously canvassing for this political party. Then obviously does deal with Ramadan and Maya's parents' divorce and all the stuff that's going on with Jamie's life. And Jamie's grandma is amazing. She is like Instagram famous, and that's what we love to see. We love to see an internet famous grandma with her dog. I am enjoying it so far, and I think as it progresses, it will get better. And as we see their relationship progress, it will get better, I'm hoping. I'm really enjoying the whole them going to houses and being like, please vote for this person. I don't know why, but I just find it so satisfying. It's like that part of me that wanted to be a postman as a kid, because the organisation of it, of like, I need to go to this house and then this house and this house. That as a kid and even now is so aesthetically pleasing and so like great for my organised brain that reading it, I don't know why I'm enjoying it so much. I will say trigger warning for racism and Islamophobia so far, because literally one of the doors that they went to, the guy straight up just said, I can't believe you've tried or are going out and knocking on people on these doors with her, and pointed to Maya. So far it is good and I'm enjoying it, and I'm just excited to see how the relationship develops. I don't really feel like I have much else to say. I just haven't been doing too much these past few days. I've just been inside doing nothing, but also doing stuff, but stuff that isn't interesting enough to vlog. Technically, I was meant to have my postponed graduation this weekend, or tomorrow, I think. But obviously it's been postponed again because of coronavirus. And I was meant to go to a postponed concert on Sunday, but that's been postponed again. So this weekend, or this long weekend, was meant to be a good weekend, but mum's got the weekend off, so we might just do some stuff, even if it's like going for walks or something like that. And it's also my dad's birthday weekend, so Sunday me and my mum are going to be picking up the cake that I got for him for his birthday. That's my present for him. It's a really nice cake. It's his 60th birthday, and I don't know what we're going to be actually doing for his birthday, because as we can't go out for dinner or see people, I don't know what we're gonna be doing, and my dad's not a massive like birthday person. I'm gonna leave this here because I've been ranting for a while, so I'll see you all when I am halfway through. Yes or maybe so. Hello everybody. Once again, it's been a few days. This is what I have to realise with these vlogs. I always kick myself and I always have a go at myself and I always make myself feel bad that I'm not putting B-roll footage in this and I'm spending days between updating. At the end of the day, if I can't update every day because I haven't reached a quarter or whatever, I can't be mad at that. I can't have a go at that. I have to stop kicking myself about it. And at the end of the day, this video isn't a reading vlog. It is, but it's not a reading vlog in the sense of this is what I get up to this week. This is a reading vlog going, here are 2 books I'm going to read, now let's compare them. So I think from now on, unless something is happening in my life or I feel like I can and I want to film other stuff, so like B-roll footage, I have to stop kicking myself for not filming that stuff when I literally can't, or I don't want to, or there's just not much to film. But we are now halfway through Yes, No, Maybe So. I think so far it's probably around like a 3.5 or a 3.75. I do enjoy it and I really like our characters and I like the relationship they're building. I just don't think there's a lot going on. It's just them cruising through their life, cruising through their summer, spending some time together, maybe doing a few political stuff, but at the end of the day there's not actually much going on. It's just them going day to day, like what are they doing today, what are they doing today. And obviously we all know this is building up to them having a stronger relationship and possibly liking each other and admitting that. But I do still enjoy it because at the end of the day it's a nice cute YA romance contemporary. One part of it that does strengthen it a bit is the discussions on anti-Semitism and Islamophobia, because our main characters are Jewish and Muslim. I think there are really good discussions throughout of how other people in their lives understand and know that they face these stuff in daily life but don't understand it and just go, oh, it's okay, you can bounce back from this, it's alright. The characters are trying to say to them like, I know I can, like I'm not too affected by this, but I shouldn't have to be affected by this. It's not the how am I going to get over this, it's how am I going to stop this from happening. This shouldn't be happening. James had to say to his friends that he shouldn't have to worry about his car being attacked by an anti-Semitic. Semitic. I have said that word so many times now trying to get it right, but it now has no meaning because I said it so many times. Anti-Semitic sticker. That was what I was meant to say. Oh my god, it took me so long. I'm so sorry. I'm going to try not to say the word because I just can't say it anymore. It's just 9 AM. I don't know why I'm doing this now. Basically what I'm trying to say is the discussions of racism are really interesting and really prevalent and really important in this book. So I'm enjoying that and reading about that. I'm going to wrap up the book section for this little clip now because I can't speak. But as I said, I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself to film outside of filming the update clips and try not to worry myself too much when I'm not updating every day. I just think this past week I've had a mix of dealing with my mental health but then also dealing with Supernatural and I don't want to talk about it too much because I could rant about it for 5 years, but the Supernatural season finale came out. It took me a while to get to sleep the night before because I was so stressed and so like, oh my god, and I was crying. It was just a bit of a mess. The whole of yesterday after I watched it, I just spent the whole day angry, and I don't think I really realised how angry I was. I think there was just moments of the day where I honestly could have just cried. Like, I was literally sitting in the car with my mum and I just could have cried. Don't want to go into depth too much, but I think if you know about what happened and you've seen people's reactions on Twitter, it was not a good finale. It was terrible. In a lot of our opinions, it was terrible, and I'm just so mad. And what I'm now doing for about a week now is just distancing myself from the show and not rewatching it, because I was rewatching it. I'm just not going to, because I need to distance myself from it, not have it all swimming in my head for long, even though like my phone background is Sam Winchester from The Boys, whatever. I just need to take a step back and get it out of my head so I can go back into watching the show having a clear mind and being able to know and accept that the ending is not my ending. It's complicated, and in my head it makes sense, but I'm just taking a step back from the show because the ending has made me so mad and I hate it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I'll see you all on 3/4 of the way through Yes, No, Maybe So. Hello everybody. I am home alone at the moment, so I thought I'd take this perfect opportunity to update on Yes, No, Maybe So, seeing as I am 3/4 of the way through, because it's my dad's birthday today. It's my dad's 60th birthday. The cake that we got him, we obviously started eating that, and my dad cut me the big slice, so I can't have a go at myself. They can't have a go at me. My dad cut me not like a big slice, but because it's like a decent cake, I started eating it and I was like, oh, this is really sickly, like obviously because it's like icing and all that. And I just couldn't eat it all, and I've just been feeling really bad since. So I'm in a bit of a down mood, just because I'm feeling a bit, not like sick as if I'm gonna throw up, but just because, you know, when your stomach's just be like, yeah. I'm not exactly 3/4 of the way through. I'm literally like 2 pages away from being 3/4 of the way through. But I haven't started reading today, so I will definitely get to 3/4 of the way through probably soon. I haven't really done too much today, but because it's my dad's birthday, we've just been hanging out, just doing more family stuff rather than doing actually anything productive, and my hair is a god honest mess. But the book is getting better, and we're kind of leading up to the election and the results of the election and how hopefully the election will turn out. Maya and Jamie are kind of having more of a impact on the election, and they're also both, or mainly Jamie, are looking at and kind of realising and taking a step back at what their relationship is at the moment. And Jamie, we definitely know, likes her, and everybody around them can see that they like each other and maybe even think they're a couple if they don't properly know them. And like all of Jamie's friends and his mom all think that they really like each other and that they've already made the step into being in a relationship. They haven't. And Jamie wants to be with her. Like, Jamie wouldn't mind dating her. I'm kind of low-key talking spoilers, but sorry. But he doesn't want to do anything if she doesn't like him back, or if she doesn't want to be with him. He has taken into consideration her feelings and how she would feel. Sorry for the echoiness in this room. I forget that this room is very echoey. I'm kind of losing words right now. I'm always losing words when I try to vlog, but I've completely lost track of what I was trying to say. Basically, I'm enjoying it and I'm just going to see how it goes. I don't really feel like I can say much else. I feel like this vlog is slowly deteriorating, and you can probably just tell that, because I'm just losing the will to live. I always try to make these vlogs better than I want them to be, but it never works. It never happens. Basically, what my thoughts are so far is I like it, but also I would like them to be together because they are cute and you can tell that they kind of like each other. But also, they're just great as friends. They are great as friends. Like, in any relationship, they're both great. And I'm just excited to see what happens with the election and if any conflict happens with that. So my arm is dying, so I'm going to leave this here, and I'll catch you all when I finish this book, and then we can wrap up this mess of a vlog. Also, my cat is just sleeping over there, so say hi, everybody. Bobs! Nope, he's like, nope, not today, sir. Hello, everybody. I'm here to say that I finished Yes, So, Maybe So. I think I'm going to give it a 3.75 out of 5 stars. Or a 4 on Goodreads. I think as the book progressed, it definitely got better, and the ending I loved. I think because I kind of like binge listened to it on audiobook, I just kind of got myself in the zone and really got into the story and really got into what was happening, and it was just so much fun and I loved it so much. I have to say that it did fall into some tropes that I really hate within contemporaries, with YA contemporaries, or the whole miscommunication and stuff that they haven't told each other that's going to come back to bite them in the arse at the end of the book, and annoying characters who only care about themselves and don't think about other people. Tropes like that bug the heck out of me and is so common in books like this. It obviously all sorted itself out, and our characters are good and our characters are cute and I love them. I did enjoy how the politics wrapped up, because it wrapped up very realistically. I wasn't 100% sure if they were going to go down the route of, oh, we're going to win this election or we're not going to win this election. I wasn't completely sure. The route they did go down, I enjoyed it. I think it was right for the message they were trying to get across and for what our characters are standing up for. Usually with these sort of books, when it's one author writing one character, I'm usually really bad at working out who's writing who. And if we were going just off writing style in this book, I wouldn't be able to work it out. But because Becky Albertalli is Jewish, it is clear that she is writing for Jamie, and because Aisha Saeed is Muslim, it is clear that she's writing Maya. And there are some things that are written that I'm like, that is more Becky Albertalli, because obviously I've read from her before. Also, Angie Thomas gets mentioned in this as well as like an author, as like Maya's favourite author. I did enjoy this book and I'm glad I picked it up eventually, because it was one that was on my radar, but I wasn't like, oh my god, I need to read it now, and I was a bit cautious about it, but I'm glad I did pick it up and I did read it because I did enjoy it. It was a good time. So now that I've read both of them, as I said at the beginning of the video, I can't go, this one's better than this one, and this is clear that the beginning alphabet is better than the end of the alphabet, because it doesn't decide anything. We all know that. This is just me having a bit of fun. It's a way for me to read some books on my Goodreads TBR that I wouldn't necessarily jump straight to. One thing I think these two books did have in common, this one had it more than this one, and this one really only had it like a couple of times, or at least once, was the whole posting personal photos of somebody on social media without the permission. What is it with that trope? It bugs me. It happens in this one, and that's like the big conflict between Maya and Jamie at the end of the book. And obviously it is a big thing, as I said, I mentioned at the beginning of the vlog in this one, but it happens in this, and I was just, why? Especially this one was more, I think, personal and more serious. Obviously it does happen in real life, we all know that, but maybe I've just got nice friends who ask, and I'm a nice person and I ask. If I ever think I need to ask somebody, or I'm gonna post something that I think I need to ask my friend for permission, I will. But these two books were really good, and it was just nice to have a little cute YA contemporary sesh, and it was a lot of fun. It's really just brought my spirits up a little bit, just knowing that the book I'm reading at the moment isn't anything too heavy. It's just light and cute, and we love it. The next one I'm gonna do, I'm debating. I haven't decided yet. It's either gonna be one like this, but obviously with a different theme, or it's gonna be one where I can compare, like properly compare. It might be comparing two books that are separate to each other to two things that are separate from each other, if it makes sense. It won't until you see it, and that's if I do it. But I'm not sure yet, but I'll think about it. I'll think about it over the next week maybe. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books, what your thoughts are on these books, if you enjoyed the video. If you do, please let me know, so I know that I can definitely continue them, even though I'm going to continue them regardless because I'm having fun. Also, let me know if you haven't read any of these books, and maybe this video's made you go, oh, I would like to pick it up, or nah, not really bothered. I get it, I feel it. I'm like that with a lot of books. And if you're new around here, do not forget to subscribe and turn my notification bell on so you know when I'm next going to post, because I have heard about YouTube not putting everybody's videos in description boxes, and I haven't really noticed it for me, like when I'm watching other people's videos. I'm also very ill prepared for this thumbnail, because usually I will take the thumbnail when I'm filming another video, but I didn't film another video this weekend, so I haven't had a chance to do one. So I might have to do I've tried to pull myself together as best as I can, and I hope this cuts it sort of thumbnail, or I can just quickly do this and that will cut it. Who knows? We'll find out. Let's stop rambling. Let's end this video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in my next video, and hopefully I'll see you all in my next this versus that series video, because I'm enjoying them and I've missed doing them, even if this vlog was a hot mess. I'll stop rambling. I'll see you all later.